This is an example of removing a dropout. I'm listening to the music and I noted a funny little disruption in the music. Let's listen to it and hear the disruption. Okay, that disruption occurred in this region. So I set my cursor to the region and I zoom in on it. There's the disruption or the dropout. I will select the region and then I will cut it out. We won't miss the few cycles that are gone. I'll continue zooming in on the region to make sure I haven't created a click or pop. It's important that these lines meet smoothly. It's not meeting smoothly here, so we'll fix that by continuing zooming in until we get the dots. We'll take our draw tool and just mend that little disruption. This should flow smoothly. We'll zoom back out and then we'll set the cursor before where the dropout was and listen again. There you go. The dropout's all gone, and we don't even miss those few cycles that are now missing. And that's how you remove a dropout. Okay, here's a good example for a high-pass filter. I've encountered this odd waveform right here. There's a low-frequency waveform imposed over top of the music. Perhaps something jarred or bumped the table, causing the needle to oscillate between 5 minutes and 3 seconds and about 5 minute 4.5 seconds. So something bumped the needle, it oscillated, and it died out. We want to get rid of that because particularly in this region it causes kind of a wah sound. Let's listen to it. Okay, I don't know if you could hear that, but I could hear it in my headphones. Right about here, there's a definite wah in the music. Let's get rid of that by applying the high-pass filter. We select that region of the music that's giving us trouble. I'll move the selection over a little bit there. And then, from Effects, we select the high-pass filter. The high-pass filter eliminates low frequencies but allows high frequencies to pass. The cutoff frequency is basically anything below what the cutoff frequency it removes. I like to use about 80 to 100 Hertz. That typically removes these wah sounds without affecting the music too much. The computer suggested 89 Hertz as a cutoff frequency, and we'll go with that because that sounds pretty good. We'll click OK and apply the high-pass filter. Watch this region of the music. There you go. The high-pass filter allowed the high frequencies to pass but filtered out the low frequencies. Move our cursor upstream again and let's listen to it again. Okay, that time in my headphones there was no wah in this region. It did a good job of eliminating that sound distortion. I don't like to apply too much of the high-pass frequency blocking because it's going to affect the quality of the music. But generally you can clean up these distortions very nicely with the high-pass filter. Okay, we've finished processing this song. You can see that in the window the song is about 1 minute and 40 seconds long. Now it's time to export it as an MP3. We go to File, Export as MP3, and then we drill down through our file structure to where we keep our MP3s. And yeah, I've been doing this for a little bit now. Family says I'm a little obsessive, but a guy's got to have his hobby. Okay, 2001: A Space Odyssey is the folder. Now we set the name of the song. Generally putting the track number first, 01 dash. Also, Sprake. Zarathustra. Sometimes to save a little time I'll just do a copy on that. You'll see why later. Okay, so we're saving it as this file. Now we fill out the MP3 tags. I just copy and paste the title, which I had just typed in. Boy, artist. Not sure about that. Well, it's composed by Richard Strauss. From the album liner. And the album was 2001. Oops, A Space Odyssey. Track number is 01, and the year was 1968. Boy, didn't they have a different view of the future then. Okay, in the genre, this is a soundtrack, so if I just click on genre and I start typing S's, it'll give me the different S's. Second one is soundtrack. That's the one I want. And we click OK to save the file to MP3. It generally takes about 10 or 15 seconds to export the MP3 to your hard drive. And it helps to keep things organized with the typical file folder structure. Almost done, and there we go. That MP3 is now saved on my hard drive as Also Sprach Zarathustra. And that's how you would save a typical music file.
I wanted to share a trick that I found for when a record has a skip where it keeps repeating itself, repeating itself, repeating itself. You get the picture. This record had such a skip in it, and when I was recording it, I tried this and it worked very well. I knew I needed to put just a little bit of side pressure on the needle, but I couldn't push it with my finger. I'd cause the needle to skate. So, I took a little slip of paper like this, and I gently pressed it against the side of the needle while the record was playing. This was enough to put a few grams of side pressure on the needle and cause it to ride over the skip and get into the next track so I could get a good recording. And then with the audio editor, I edited out all the repetitive skips, edited out the click, and it was like it wasn't even there. I tried finding the skip on this record, but I couldn't. I played it a second time, no skip. This leads me to another tip. The record is constantly changing over time. When I first recorded this record, it had a very bad pop in it. In fact, it was so bad that the data flow was interrupted, and I thought I could fix it, and I tried, but I couldn't. There was a missing data from the song. Long story short, I ended up replaying and re-recording the song. The second time I re-recorded the song, that entire problem was gone. It was just a nasty click, and I could edit out the nasty click. What must have happened is the needle dislodged whatever little bit of debris caused that nasty click, and when the second time I played it, it played the song properly. So every time you record a record, it's a different data stream than it was the first time you recorded it. So if you have a problem on take one, record it again. Try take two. Maybe take two will be better.
This is an interesting effect. I don't know if the video will fully capture it, but I'll try. Sometimes, after processing the music, I'll tinker with the time scale until you can see the music. I can almost imagine the data coursing through the computer. Let's give it a try. You may recognize this piece. We live in interesting times. Thanks for watching.